Hello, wherever you are in the world, day, morning, evening. I hope you're having a great one. I'm Cher. I'm coming on to do a collective read for Divine Masculine. So this can refer to your own Divine Masculine within, or if you resonate with the twin flame journey, then this can refer to a divine counterpart dynamic. I do own the rights to the music you hear playing in the background. I composed and recorded that at 528 hertz. So you're receiving healing energies as it plays. 528 hertz is a healing frequency, the love frequency. It is the frequency used to repair DNA. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Divine Masculine. So it's an important time in the collective right now. So there is a critical paradigm shift going on right now. All right, tapping in here. Tapping in. For Divine Masculine, Divine Masculine. So in the collective, we are moving out of energies here. So there, it's like, okay, feeling unmotivated or confused. So you're releasing and leaving these behind, feeling unmotivated or confused, releasing those energies. So again, if you don't resonate with the twin flame journey, this can apply to your own Divine Masculine within. That's the left brain logical stuff, the taking action. Okay, so we all have that within us, and it is important for us to balance those out, the divine feminine, divine masculine within. Divine feminine is intuitive, creative. That's the right brain stuff. All right, here we go. Receptive. Okay, so as a collective, we are releasing ideas and illusions around what masculinity is, what femininity is, and releasing those old paradigms, releasing those old ideas, releasing illusions here. Releasing illusions that have made us perhaps feel unmotivated, uninspired. I'm hearing. So as we move as a collective from that distorted masculine energy and distorted feminine energies, we are ascending into the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Here is another card about balance, balancing the scales here. We're getting balance within our own minds, within our own heart spaces, within our own souls, and our own lives. Getting balance here, balance returning after a time of confusion or unmotivation. So what we're doing is releasing societal conditioning, releasing cultural conditioning that has told us anything that has been illusory, that has been false. So, for instance, in the distorted masculine energies that we are releasing as a collective globally, that is releasing the idea, unlearning the idea that our worth comes from our accomplishments. So divine masculines are releasing the illusion that you're releasing the illusion that your value, your worth is placed on your possessions, is placed by the kind of car you drive, is based on the kind of car you drive, how nice your home is, what your job is, what your status is. In the material world, your wealth, you're walking away from those illusions. Now, this is not an easy lesson because this is what we've been taught globally. So we are all releasing these ideas because, again, we all have this masculine and feminine within us. But we have all been in this distorted masculine and feminine, and we are releasing that. We're walking away from anything that doesn't serve. We're walking away from illusions, our illusions of disconnect from one another, our illusions of separation from source, from spirit, from God, creator. Our ideas, our false ideas about where our value comes from, where it originates, and it originates within the fact that we are divine beings. We are worthy because we exist. We are all divine beings here. And so we're walking away from that. We're walking away from those ideas, and it's not easy. because these are endings that have to come. These are ego deaths. These are walking away from what has felt like betrayal, wherein we have been betraying ourselves. And this applies globally as well, where we have been deceived, where we have been betrayed, where we have not been able to shine our light, to pursue our joys, and to celebrate life with this joy. So distorted masculine energies are controlling. They're possessive, jealous, okay? And distorted feminine, in this last segment of the collective timeline, has been responding to this distorted masculine, which is not real, which is not true, which is false. This idea that our value comes from our possessions, that power comes from controlling. No, and so we were releasing that. But divine feminines are also releasing this idea that in order to navigate in this controlling, possessive, harsh environment, that our only response is just to be passive. Our only response is just to let it happen. Our only response is to play along with the game, or to somehow be manipulative to get what we need in those particular set of controlling circumstances. We are releasing those false paradigms as a collective, and we are ascending from distorted masculine and distorted feminine into divine masculine and divine feminine. But it feels like betrayal. How have I been betraying myself? How did these cultural conditionings and societal conditionings betray me? How was I betraying myself? How was I betrayed by these illusions that somehow I wasn't worthy of love, of unconditional love, wasn't worthy, wasn't capable, wasn't deserving of this celebration, wasn't deserving of this wish fulfillment and happiness and joy. And it's painful to think how long we were stuck in that belief, how long we were stuck in that illusion. No wonder we were not motivated. And we are releasing this again as a collective. We are feeling this as a collective. It is so important for us to hold our light right now. These illusions, and releasing them and realizing how long we were stuck in them, is painful and feels like betrayal. But we are ending that. We are ending that cycle because we are learning. We don't have to be manipulative. We don't have to be controlling to be in our power. We already had this beautiful connection to divine. We already had this beautiful connection to one another. We've never been separated from Source, Creator. We've never been separated from one another. We are all connected. We are all one. We are all worthy simply by existing, because we are all divine beings. We are worthy. We are worthy of receiving unconditional love. We are worthy of giving that to ourselves and others. And not only that, but capable. Understanding our power, that when we release this and when we walk away from these old paradigms, the illusions for the divine feminine, I just did a divine feminine collective read, and so that's releasing the ideals of over romanticizing things again. That's part of it as well. and seeing the realities here, the realities of what love is. We are defining and redefining what love is to us and what love is on a collective level, as we have released and are continuing to release these false ideas about not enough, somehow not worthy, when we have internalized messages from others, actions of others, and misinterpreted those as somehow we are not worthy, somehow we are flawed. Yeah, and there's the divine feminine showing up in the high priestess status. So yeah, connecting into the intuition, understanding it's okay. Releasing the false ideas that control equals power for the divine masculine side and for divine masculines within the collective. And I refer to energies and not gender. So take that as it resonates. But within a divine counterpart situation, if that resonates with you and that is part of your soul path, then you are releasing these false ideas that you had and that we all had, right? Because they were conditioned into us. Releasing, internalizing criticisms from others and childhood woundings, situations that we have experienced in our past that felt like betrayal, that were completely devastating, and allowing a new beginning to come in as we embrace the divine feminine. So divine masculines as a population in the collective are releasing these old paradigms that were false, releasing the illusion of separation from spirit, from divine, releasing anything that has said that somehow we are not divine, that we are not worthy, or that our worth was based in our sense of control, in our possessions, and in what we had in the material, our jobs, our finances, and realizing that your worth is not based in how much money you have in the bank, how much, what kind of car you drive. We are all worthy because we exist. So releasing that idea and ascending into from the distorted masculine view into that viewed the feminine energies as somehow unacceptable or weak. Because again, we are looking at releasing that distorted feminine, which was passive, which was manipulative, in response to the distorted masculine, which was controlling, possessive, trying to navigate in that system. And again, this is cultural, this is societal. This is about our divine masculine and divine feminine within. We are, as a collective, learning to embrace the divine feminine who has been squashed in this past cycle, told only logic. We were told we are defined, our value is in certificates on the wall, is in accomplishments, achievements, and our money, our homes, so on and so forth. And that logic was so much better than intuition. As a matter of fact, intuition was an illusion. That's a distorted masculine view that we are releasing. And more divine masculines are coming into this realization, and more people within the collective as a whole are coming to this realization that, hey, intuition is real. And you were always doing it. You were always doing it. You were just calling it a gut feeling, a vibe, a hunch. It was your intuition. So understanding and embracing that side, understanding that the masculinity and this power doesn't come from control and possession. That is distorted view. That truth comes from a balance of logic and intuition. That it is important to take action, but also to follow the intuition as we're doing it, and to release ideas of dismissiveness and old patterns of dismissiveness within the collective, of dismissing our own intuition, of dismissing our own sense of receptivity, somehow seeing that as weak. You're understanding now that power comes from this protective energy and not possessive. Self-possession rather than possessiveness toward another or toward things and collecting things. Or that your value is somehow based in that. That is an illusion. Releasing that and understanding that true power in the divine masculine sense comes from not just taking action, but taking right action based on intuition and guidance, and understanding that we are all one and we are all connected to divine, and we are all divine beings, and we are all worthy of unconditional love, and we are all capable of giving unconditional love to ourselves in others once we release these ideas of not enough based on the BS of the material. And this last cycle that we are exiting and moving into a much more balanced, harmonious state. Balancing this divine masculine logic and no longer just taking action regardless of the effects it has on others, but taking right action. Connecting with divine, connecting with our guidance, connecting with higher self. The collective consciousness, the quantum field, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And understanding that it's okay to receive rather than just plowing forward blindly, regardless of the wake. And again, this is about energies and not gender. So our left brain and right brain are becoming more and more balanced as the collective embraces not only divine masculine, which has ruled over this past age, and allowing and not dismissing the intuitive side, the receptive side, our connection with spirit, with God. No longer being dismissive about our ability, our capacity, or need to move into the receptive mode, and having a balance of that. Having a balance of that. Again, right brain, left brain, taking right action, receptivity. And we are releasing these old paradigms that never worked for us, They never worked for us. They were false. So we can have this new beginning now. So a lot of us are going inward and connecting with spirit and understanding. This is another intuitive card here. Understanding, connecting with our light so that we can shine the light on our paths. And as we do that, we light the way for others. So for some of us, this is about understanding more and more about our mission, our purpose. And I believe we have more than one, most of us. Yeah, learning how to balance this masculine and feminine side within. And understanding and respecting and honoring that. Instead of thinking logic is the only thing that matters. Action is the only thing that matters. Yeah, it's just releasing that idea of damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead. It's taking a moment to connect and thinking about, why am I doing this? Why am I continuing this hamster wheel? It's not satisfying, it's not fulfilling. It doesn't feel real. It isn't. It's based on an illusion of lack. It's based on an illusion of control, controlling behaviors are the right way to operate. And again, that's allowing the divine feminine within us, the divine feminine in the collective, to release into this receptive mode, because no longer having to operate in this controlling, oppressive, possessive, again, harsh environment. So now, divine masculine coming into this realization that control is not power. Self-empowerment is power. And coming into not a controlling energy, but a nurturing, protective energy. Because these illusions of lack and unworthiness and attachment to things and control are being released and balanced out, so that the divine feminine can come into this open, receptive energy, no longer having to be manipulative in these harsh circumstances or passive. It is a balance here, and it is an ascension, and we are ascending with Gaia, we are ascending with Mother Nature. Our vibrations are rising, rising, rising. We are lifting one another up now in these beautiful energies here, allowing more and more of our divine selves to be seen, to be realized, to be recognized, moving closer and closer to self-actualization as we balance these out. Understanding, okay, my divine masculine within can take action, but it doesn't have to plow over others. And my divine feminine can be receptive and receiving without being passive or feeling the need to, again, be manipulative to be able to have any kind of successful outcome, because that paradigm is released. Those conditions are no longer there. They don't exist. As we as a collective release these false ideas and move into more and more of our authentic selves, moving into balanced states of mind and heart and soul, and balancing out these creative aspects with the logical aspects, this thought, logic, and understanding they're equally beautiful. and equally important. Receptivity, creativity, and tuning into our intuition. And moving through with logic and protectiveness. And taking not just action, but right action. That's the difference with the distorted masculine and distorted feminine that we are leaving behind. It's happening now. It's happening now. And we are able to bring the vibration up here on our planet, within ourselves, and within one another, and we release anything that doesn't serve us and all toxic patterns of behavior. And again, attachments to things or ideas that were falsely telling us our worth came from things. Okay, you're saying this one. Here we go. Yeah, so getting ideas about the understanding that, again, like these connection to divine here. Connection to divine. We have a religious factor. So understanding the importance of spirit, of divine. And then we had romantic feelings. So yeah, understanding we're moving out. This landed right here on this past cycle of betrayal and heartbreak as a collective, and understanding that we have the right to have this. We have the right to have this, and we are all worthy of having this. This wish fulfillment, having all our cups filled here. And understanding the ability to share these feelings of love with one another, with ourselves, and with the world will lead to this wish fulfillment and help us to exude this kind of unconditional love. Yeah, we're just releasing all that. Releasing all that. Okay. And what else for Divine Masculine? I meant for this to be a shorter message, but oh well, I do as I'm guided. Yeah, impatience. So there may have been impatience here involved. And so understanding that, we're releasing that too. And then we have vanity. Yeah. Releasing the ideas of vanity, like somehow being in that ego, and it doesn't, like understanding that there is a balance here, coming into that balance of self-assurance rather than boastfulness, coming into self-confidence rather than ego-based or overinflated egos, or self-centeredness of selfishness. And there's like a good kind of selfishness and a not so good kind of selfishness. And selfishness without regard to other people is toxic. So understanding this sense of, okay, how do I come into balance here? How do I be myself fully? How do I shine my light without being, too full, basically like too full of myself, like understanding. But a lot of us are doing this because we're shining for the first time in our lives, because we're understanding who we are and our worth and our value for the first time in our lives. So a lot of us are balancing this out and understanding that we can bring this down in the 3D and we don't have to dim our lights anymore. We're focused. We're focused on our paths. We're focused on finding this sense of balance here, and we can, and we will. Yeah. There's no reason for any of us to hide who we are anymore. And some of us may not have known because we were too caught up in the illusions here. Yeah. water guardian. So this is about connecting to the emotions. Yeah, and it landed on the impatience here. We're releasing ideas of impatience, releasing ideas of rigidity from that past cycle, that past collective cycle. So tuning into the emotions, understanding that the emotions are just as important as logic, and coming into that balance. And again, this can refer to our divine masculine within, divine feminine within. And it can also refer to divine counterparts and if you're involved in that kind of dynamic. And then we have stag here, and that's the divine masculine here, showing up, and you're showing up in your own reading, boom. That is a symbol of the divine masculine. Protective, strong, caring, and using logic and intuition now to determine the best path forward. Having compassion and taking right action rather than just action. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, one more. And then I'm going to end it. One more. For divine masculine collective. And again, this applies to all of us because we all have divine masculine and feminine within, and we are all moving upward. We are all ascending. If you're here right now, we are all ascending. Well, we're all ascending whether we know it or not. So it's just about whether or not you want to recognize that. And again, we are coming into more and more of that recognition as we release these past conditionings and ideas that told us again somehow that we weren't enough, as we have internalized messages from others, actions from others, childhood core woundings that we have internalized. All right, we're releasing those. Wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. So there may be an impatience here that landed right on top of the impatient part. So there may be impatience now on the part of our divine masculine energies, or on the part of a divine partnership, divine connection. And then we have the void, stop, embrace winter, a great cosmic womb. So again, this is a time about this is about gestation. And so this time, you know, this time of massive healing in the collective, you know, it's a time for us to go inward, to seek out that balance within, to seek out that balance with divine and our higher purposes. Also, I'm just hearing like with our divine purpose, our mission. So a lot of us are getting downloads about what it is we're here to do. Yeah, embrace winter and the great cosmic womb. So this is about divine timing and understanding that there is divine timing here. So this can be healed and released, and you know, it takes a minute, you know, to release 40 or 30 or 50 years of conditioning, depending on our age, you know. And for the collective, it's been far longer than that, all right? Embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. Yeah, this is about connecting again to the divine feminine energies, the great cosmic womb, understanding that we're all held, we're all divine, we're all loved, we're all lovable. Yeah. And that divine timing is here so that we can heal. We can heal. So that we can heal this within. When we heal ourselves, we automatically heal others. We heal our timelines. We heal our bloodlines. We heal when we release these toxic patterns of behavior that don't serve us and that weren't real, that weren't based in reality, and weren't based in divine truth. Yeah. Healing and nurturing. And so this is a time of great purging in the collective and great releasing. there's a lot of healing involved here, because it's a lot to take in. For some who are just awakening, it is a lot to take in because they are just now understanding the illusions and the societal conditioning and the cultural conditioning that we have been operating under. So it's a lot to take in. And for those who have awakened and have been, quote, awakened, and that just means like aware of this illusion of separation, this illusion that we're not enough, so on and so forth. This is another awakening happening. We don't just have one awakening. We have several. So it may be awakening to another aspect of your path, another aspect of your journey, another aspect of your mission, getting more and more clear about the direction that we want to go here. Yeah. And this divine timing again for the collective to heal and to move and to release these old patterns that don't serve us or anyone. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Much love to you. I hope this resonated and was helpful. If you would like to book a private reading with me, please connect with me on Messenger or at sherrijens@gmail.com and we'll get that set up for you. Got a wide variety of styles and price ranges. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would so appreciate that. I'm just hearing what I'm clairaudient. I'm clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, and claircognizant. So, yeah, they're just showing me this vision of this boat. So, yeah, so moving away from these old ideas, these false beliefs, these illusions of separation and our not being worthy, or our worth being defined by possessions and shallow kind of things. Releasing that idea and moving into this more expansive view of ourselves in the world. Yes. Much love to you. I hope this resonated. Again, connect with me on Messenger or at sherrijens@gmail.com. If you would like a private reading, I do twin flame readings, Celtic cross, partnership, relationship, any kind of relationship, career, so on and so forth, Celtic cross runes. I have some that have Reiki. I'm also a Reiki master. I have online yoga and meditation classes. If you're interested in those, just connect with me. I'm also a yoga instructor, continuing education provider for Yoga Alliance. Yeah, just connect with me. Much love to you, and I hope these messages have been helpful. Namaste. Hold the light. Hold the faith.